Hi there, I'm Manav Sinha, and today I'm at any car lover's favorite place in the country, the Buddh International Circuit, India's very own F1 racetrack. And today I'm here to drive a very special car, but perhaps it's not the first car that will come to your mind when I say racetrack. That's because, ladies and gentlemen, today on Times Drive, I am bringing the Honda ZR-V. Let's start with the exterior design of the Honda ZR-V. Let's start from the front. Now, no connected light setup over here, no large chrome band between the headlamps, not even a dual light setup up here at the front. This is as conventional as it gets when it comes to designing a car. You have two slim headlights which get a smoked out treatment. You have this large grille right here in the middle which also gets gloss black treatment, and you have another gloss black element down here in the bumper. And that's about it. It's a very clean looking face. Either you like it or you'll hate it. What I can tell you is that at least in person, it looks better than in pictures. And the simple design can be seen from the sides as well. There's hardly anything happening over here. If at all, you can talk about the 18-inch alloy wheels, which too get a very simple design. We do get to see blacked out treatment on the B pillar and the C pillar as well. And we get conventionally designed door handles too. And that is something that I like much more than flush door handles. And coming to the back, once again, we see smoked out treatment to the lights and a very simple design language at the back as well. If at all, if there's any contrast coming to the car, it's from this contrast accent between the dual exhaust tips of the car. And yes, if you haven't noticed, there's no plastic body cladding at all across the car, which of course gives it a very different look. Boot space की बात कर लेते हैं. Electrically operated boot lid हमें यहाँ देखने को मिलता है, which can activate the gesture as well. All you have to do is place your foot under the bumper for a second and the boot lid will open automatically for you. Once it does, you will see that you have a decent amount of space on offer. Airport runs, weekend getaways will not be a problem. And if you want, you can fold down all the seats for more space as well. So what do you think about the design of the Honda ZR-V? Do you like it? Well, let me know in the comments. And I'll also take this opportunity to ask you to consider subscribing to the Times Drive YouTube channel. We put in a lot of effort to bring you these videos. If you like the video, press that like button, subscribe if you want to, and if you do, it'll really mean a lot to us. Now, back to the car. Now, before I get into the car and tell you about the interiors, which is what's up next, I do want to talk about the key and a very interesting thing that you can see right here. You see this number 1 on the key. अब इसका क्या फंडा है? Well, Honda ने ZR-V में आपको मेमोरी सीट्स दी हैं. ऑफ कोर्स इलेक्ट्रिकली ऑपरेटेड सीट्स आपको यहाँ देखने को मिलती है. मेमोरी फंक्शन के साथ दो प्रोफाइल में आप अपनी सीट एडजस्ट कर सकते हैं. हियर्स द थिंग दो, ये गाड़ी आती भी दो चाबियों के साथ है, बट ऑफ कोर्स both of the keys have a small number written on them, 1 and 2. The idea is, if you are driver number 1 who uses memory 1 function for driving the car, then you unlock the car using key number 1 and your ergonomics will be loaded by the time you sit in the car. And if you are the second driver who uses the second profile for driving the car, well, you use the key with the number 2 on it. If you do that, once you get inside the car, the seat will be as per your saved adjustment. अब बात करते हैं Honda ZR-V के interiors की, and the first thing that I would like to talk about is just how everything has been put together. The fit and finish, the quality of materials used. This may look like hard plastic, but this is actually soft touch. Everything in this cabin actually gives off a very premium vibe. This actually feels like a global Honda car that's made its way to the Indian market. I really like how the cabin experience is in the Honda ZR-V. Of course, you get this digital infotainment system up here, which is a better experience than some of the latest Honda cars which have made its way to the Indian market. Touch response is fine, although the design feels a little bit dated. Coming to the all-digital instrument cluster, once again, very easy to read. I really like how this setup feels like. Very easy to read, gives you all the information at a glance. And if you want, you can change the design of the instrument cluster as well. You can have a round design or you can have a bar type design in the instrument cluster, both of which I find very helpful. I, of course, get this round steering wheel, which is very nice to hold. And I really like how this honeycomb pattern on the dash feels like, which neatly integrates the aircon vents up here at the front as well. The highlight for me though has to be the dials. They have a very nice tactile feedback, very nice clicky sound to them. And of course, dials are always better. The physical controls are always better for HVAC than touch-based systems. What will have a lot of people talking in this car is of course the layout of the buttons right here. There's no conventional gear lever over here to select drive. What you get instead are a lot of buttons. You get a button for park, a different style button to engage reverse, then you get buttons for neutral and drive as well. Underneath that, we also get to see your drive mode selector, which is a toggle type switch, a hill descent control button, and an electronic parking brake as well. Talking about charging, well, you get a USB-C port over here towards the passenger side and a normal USB type A port over here around the driver's side. And very interestingly, there is space to keep your phones over here under this center row of buttons as well. There's also a wireless charging pad, a couple of cup holders up here at the front. And in terms of practicality, you also get a large underarm storage up here at the front. All in all, it's a very comfortable place to be in. I really like how everything is put together, and I think this actually makes you feel like you are seated in a premium Honda. Coming to the rear seat experience, I've set the driver's seat as per my height. For reference, I'm 5'10", and you can see I have lots of knee room on offer. Even the headroom is decent, but what I do want to talk about is that you end up feeling like you're seated a bit knees up. The under thigh support could have been better. You do get a drop-down armrest over here with a couple of cup holders, 3 adjustable headrests at the back. You get 2 USB-C ports for charging your devices. Of course, you get a rear AC vent. All in all, comfort-wise, the car does decently well, although I do feel that the under thigh support could have been better. One thing that we have to talk about when we talk about the interiors of the ZR-V is that there is no sunroof up here. What do you have to say about that? Do you think this is a deal breaker? Let me know in the comments, because I'm very curious to see how important is sunroof even in today's day and time. Well, now let's talk about what you get under the hood, and the engine is of course only a part of the story, क्योंकि ZR-V में हमें एक हाइब्रिड पावर ट्रेन देखने को मिलता है, जिसका मतलब है इंजन के साथ साथ एक प्रोपल्शन मोटर और बैटरी पैक भी हमें इस गाड़ी में देखने को मिलता है. Combined maximum power that this system generates is 184 PS and 315 Newton meters of torque. And here's the interesting bit: 315 Newton meters is available from a standstill, and this peak torque is available up until 2000 RPM, which should give this car a unique character to drive. Well, now there's only one thing left, which is the driving experience. So let's get to it. And now we come to the exciting bit. We come to drive the car at the Buddh International Circuit. And the first thing I'm going to do is launch it from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour. Honda कहता है you can do that in about 7.9 seconds. And we're going to find out just how that feels like. So I'm lined up on the back straight of the Buddh circuit. I'm going to come to a stop. I'm going to make sure that I'm in sport mode. Left foot on the brake, right foot on the throttle. Oh, quite a lot of wheel spin. And we are above 90, 100 kilometers an hour. Two things. First and foremost, during our time at the Buddh circuit, the track is wet. It's been raining today, so it has rained on our parade, pretty much we can say. So because of that, we saw a lot of wheel spin while going off from the launch. But the second thing is what I want to talk about, the Honda ZR-V, which is something that I find quite unique to this car, which is the way the car sounds like when you're going through its paces. This car comes with an eCVT transmission. You would expect that you would have that rubber band effect when you're going through the paces. However, that's not the case. एक काफी अच्छा सिस्टम है इस गाड़ी में जो होंडा ने डेवलप किया है. यानी कि जैसे कि अभी मैं एक टर्न पे आ रहा हूँ, I slow down, I'm taking the corner, and once I exit, if I flow the throttle, I see the power band build up, and it sounds like it's done a very quick, aggressive upshift again to a more performance-oriented car. I really like how the car makes you feel like there are lots of gear shifts to go through. It is an engaging experience. Coming to the other bits of the car, well, first and foremost, while driving the car, one thing that does pop out is how well the drivetrain manages shifting between the different power modes. इस गाड़ी में कुछ यूनिक होंडा ने ऐसा किया है कि अगर ये कार चाहे, using all of its methodologies, the science in its brain, it can decide whether the wheels have to be powered by the engine or the propulsion motor from the EV part of the hybrid drivetrain. I thought that when the shift happens from the engine to the battery system, there will be a bit of a noticeable change in the response that the car is giving to the driver. Thankfully though, that is not the case. Here at the Buddh circuit, we have opportunities to go as fast as we want on the back straight, which is about 1 kilometer long. And while going through the speeds, it really felt just like any other ICE-powered car. And that's because during that time, during hard accelerations, it's the engine and the gearbox carrying most of the weight. While in all other driving conditions, like right now when I'm gently driving around at 60 kilometers an hour, the car prefers to be in the EV part of the hybrid drivetrain. Honda says that most of the driving conditions that you will experience in this car will be akin to an EV car. Of course, they're going for a low cost of running with that kind of a drivetrain. But if you're concerned about noticing the changes in the system adapting to different power sources, well, at least that I can tell you here at the track is something that you would hardly notice. And now we've come to the summary of the video. I wish I could tell you more about how the car is to drive. I wish I could tell you how it is during those quick direction changes, those long, hard corners, how the car behaves, looking for that driver engagement, because interestingly, pretty much every single Honda that's come to our country has done fantastic on driver engagement. But today, I cannot tell you that, because today we drove at an F1 circuit in a very controlled manner. I could barely push the car. But what I can tell you is that Honda's typical traits are showing a plenty in the ZR-V. The car is built very well. The fit and finish is fantastic. Nowhere does it feel like the car has been built to a cost. And Honda के चलते आपको एक बहुत अच्छा peace of mind इस गाड़ी के साथ भी देखने को मिलेगा. प्राइस की बात करते हैं. शूटिंग करने के टाइम हमें इस गाड़ी का प्राइस नहीं पता है. This will be something that may not be to everyone's liking in terms of price, but at least it's very heartening to see Honda bring a new product to the Indian market, to step into a new territory with the ZR-V. We can only wait and see how this car performs. The first impressions in a very controlled driving situation is positive.